environment can kind of change your perspective on something. And I started to wonder, how come we don't do any radiothons? You know, in general, I'm a big fan of thons, whether it's Toyota or Tella.
Mara.
You know, so I have no aversion to thons of any kind. But it's been a long, long time since I've been involved in a radiothon, those marathon broadcasts to raise money. Now, granted, this show is, you know, it's not really a, how should I put this? This is not the show that comes to mind when people are shaping their charities. Nevertheless, we consider...
But when they're thinking of marathons, every episode feels like one.
That is true. Yes. Even though we do 4.5 hours here on the Alan Cox Show, it does seem like half a day. If not to us, then absolutely to you. So anyway, who cares? If you want to join us, please do. 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007. You can send me a text if you like. That number is 35192. AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch there. You know, we had a brief, we don't have them often, but we're having a bit of a show meeting before the show went in the air today, and there are a handful of things that we had to attend to.
Poundcake missed this one, too.
Poundcake missed this one, too.
It's truly unreal.
We've got something very exciting happening next week on the show with respect to that Metallica tour. So we'll tell you about that. And I feel like we're closing in on who the bathroom grunter might be. Obviously, I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of this conversation, but Bill and I happened to be in the men's yesterday in a show break. And we were both having a whiz at the same time. And there was someone in one of the stalls who was really having a hard time. They were really giving birth. And we couldn't tell who it was. I didn't really want to know who it was, in all candor, because I didn't want to then run into them out there in the suite. So I don't even know if it was one of our coworkers or what. But now the variable comes to us. Someone else suggests there might have been a second pooper. There might have been someone else.
Shooter.
Yeah, someone else engaging in
on the
some
glassy knoll.
Yes. Someone engaging in some very laborious post-puking in the bathroom there. I was only privy to the one, but somebody brought up the possibility. And listen, life is nothing if not possibilities, right? Whether it's where you're going to vacation, where you're going to get married, where your divorce party is going to be, or how many poopers we might have here at work who are particularly loud. I was talking to somebody over the weekend who was preparing for their sister's wedding, and for whatever reason, they've decided they want to get married in Alaska. I was like, wow. I thought maybe for a second they were being paid to get married there. You know, they talk about, like, if you move there, you establish residency in Alaska, you can get some of that oil money every year. Mm-hmm. We have bureau chiefs in Alaska.
It's like $10,000 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. And but I wonder if maybe the Chamber of Commerce is dangling some carrots in front of people, too. You know, because there's a cartoon on Fox that I enjoy a great deal. It's called The Great North. And it's Nick Offerman, and it's Megan Mullally, and it's Jenny Slate. It's from the Bob's Burgers people. It's another show I enjoy very much. And they're all out there. The premise of the show is his family that lives out in Alaska. And it occurred to me how strange it would be to live out there because you're way off the mainland, you know. I'm terrible with geography, so there's times where I go, oh, Alaska is just across Puget Sound from Seattle. It's not. It's way out there. Like, you know, the old Sarah Palin joke, I can see Russia from my house or whatever. Everybody gave her a hard time, but you know what she's talking about, too. To be that far out and still part of the United States. When you're not part of the lower 48, I mean, it would be very, very strange.
I'm a firm believer that Russia is where you make it.
Russia is. Mm-hmm. And how did you arrive at that?
You know, like with homes where the heart is, home is where you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Russia. I think it's Russians mad, so that's good.
Oh, Alaska gets Russians angry.
No. Just saying Russia is like in our hearts.
Oh, all right.
And
well,
so
listen,
we can take a little piece of Russia anywhere we go.
I see. Well, listen, it's this would be a very difficult time to maybe get that going, as far as if you wanted to merchandise that. The whole iHeart
I'm
Russia
going
thing.
to wait
I
a
don't know.
little while. I'm going to wait for a few things to blow over and see if Russia gets on the good side of the fence.
Yeah. Alan, what about former Cleveland Cavalier Thon Maker? Is that a guy?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Where is he now? Is he alive?
And he's alive.
Hey.
I don't know who he's playing for.
Okay.
He's a journeyman. He's been on a bunch of teams, Detroit, Milwaukee.
Oh,
Not
he's a
sure.
young guy, so he
Yeah.
was here for a cup of coffee then.
Yeah.
I see. He's Sudanese. He currently plays for the Fijian Sturgeons of the Chinese Basketball Association.
That's the way
All
to
right.
go.
Listen, say what you want about the dumb names that American sports teams will pick. And I know we have the Marlins. But I think that choosing, with all due respect to the Guardians, I've made my position on this clear. There's no other city in the country that would have chosen traffic statues to be any kind of sports mascot. Nevertheless, if you're going to pick an animal, a fish is going to be the least terrifying. You got the San Jose Sharks over in the NHL, but the Sturgeons, nobody's cowering in fear if your team is the Sturgeons.
But you can have there's not even a Weird Al song. It's like a surgeon. Not
Like a
even- Not a sturgeon.
Like a sturgeon. Mm-hmm.
Caught for the very first time.
And by the way, there are so many different kinds of sturgeons. What kind are they? You know?
The tough kind.
Some of the-
obviously. Whatever the
mean
toughest
ones.
kind
Yeah.
is of sturgeon.
I mean, they're ugly. I get that. Maybe people think that they're fearsome because they're ugly, and they can be quite large. I mean, sturgeons go all the way. That's an old animal on this planet.
How old are they, Mary? You're a fish detective.
Yeah.
I'm a fish detective. Sturgeons are 1.9 million years old.
Boy, she nailed it. They are, 1.87. We'll round
Rounding up.
We'll round up.
You know, I'm also a math guy.
Yeah.
so.
She's a math guy and a fish detective in her own right. Okay, I'm going to break here. If you want to text for anything, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com, where you can watch. And we'll take a break. Be back after this.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite